Hello, today's video is a little different. This is for the 8 pen questions video hop. Shout out to Simone and Leanne Likes for creating this fun annual event. If you're into fountain pens, I would encourage you to look at the hashtag, see how different people answered. Yeah. So I've written my answers and I'm going to be adding some color to them with fountain pen ink, just some random inks I picked out that I wasn't sure how I was going to use. And in terms of supplies, I used the Atramentis Document Black for, I guess, the question answers. And I'll call out each of the colors as I use them. I'm using this round number 10 brush from, I think I got it at Michael's. And what else am I using? Oh, this notebook is my bullet journal, the Leuchtturm 1917 collab with them. In retrospect, I wish I'd used my ink journal, but I'll do that next year. Yeah, so I've got some coffee and let's jump right in. So, first off, the first ink I'm using is Sailor Yurameku Kitsune Biyori, which I just received. And don't have any plans for yet. Question number 1 is, when and how did your fountain pen journey begin? So I've always been into stationery, like for a long time. I used to hang out at Barnes & Noble, buy different notebooks. I've been journaling since I was 12, so it's very much a part of like my life. And so I started visiting jetpens.com probably around 8 years ago. I was actually looking at my purchase history there, and yeah, it's been a long time. I did buy a couple of pens back then. I think it was the Platinum Preppy. And I didn't really enjoy that experience at the time. Then in 2021, I started getting interested in fountain pens again. I don't remember if there was a specific reason, but I bought a Pilot Metropolitan then, and I also picked up a Noodler's pen that came free with some Lexington Gray ink. And then my interest in fountain pens has like really ramped up in the past few months, if I could say. I've really like dove in, and I didn't know there was such a huge community around fountain pens. I've joined my local fountain pen group. I'm planning to go to the Baltimore Pen Show this weekend. And I don't see myself slowing down anytime soon. Probably going to keep buying pens and planners and notebooks. Yeah. I have the questions up on my computer. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, that's kind of my journey. And I will add that I tested this process, so yeah. It's exciting that I can be so creative. in like really simple ways, I guess, when it comes to fountain pens. That's question 1. Okay, 5 minutes in. 5 minutes per question is not good time, so let's go a little faster, I think. So, question number 2, I am using, this is question 2, Diamine Party Time. Oof, I don't know what this looks like. Question 2 is favorite inks in the beginning and what are your go-to inks now? So I started out with Pilot cartridges. Pilot is my favorite brand in terms of like pens, I guess you'd say. Pilot Precise V5 has always been my favorite like regular pen. It's my go-to. And I was really happy with them. And I started out with, I think, black. And then I got sepia and I fell in love with that. That's probably my favorite ink. But they don't come in bottles. So I sort of got interested in finding a sepia ink. And so I tried out Tsukushi, the discontinued brown ink. It's a warm brown ink. It's got a green sheen. It's really pretty. That was before I even knew what different ink properties were around. And so I think I took a break from fountain pens, and then I got back into it, found out that Tsukushi was discontinued. So in my rush to find a replacement, and I've mentioned this before, I bought 2 bottles of Yamaguri. So that is my go-to ink. If I need an ink, I will go use that because I'm just trying to get through those bottles or get to a place where I can give samples away or something like that. Yeah, so that's kind of where I am. I do really appreciate this this water resistant ink, so I'm excited to get into that area as well. I think I'm gonna draw a border here. Question number 3 is, how have your ink and pen tastes changed over time? So I guess I haven't been in this very long, so there isn't like much time. But I will say that I started out only using black ink. And then this is Diamine Red Luster. Because it's a shimmer ink, I don't really plan to use it. I think they're a pain. Which, I don't know, I think there's a question that mentions that. But yeah, so started out strictly using black inks, had no plans to venture out. But then I bought Noodler's Lexington Gray because I was using a gray notebook. This is dark. And I wanted to match the notebook. I think a lot of fountain pen people try to match their pens and notebooks and just create a lot of synergy, I guess, across their products, for better or for worse. And so I was trying to do that. And yeah, and I definitely fall into that area as well. But it's super challenging. So I will say that I've ventured out. I do really enjoy purple inks now. I enjoy pinks, I enjoy reds, I enjoy blues. So I'm willing to try a lot of different colors now. In terms of my pens, I was definitely sucked into all the different like color varieties and colorways of pens at first, and I wanted to start just getting all the colors. Now what I'll say is that I'm more interested in neutrals, things where I don't feel like, oh, I need to find an ink to match this. I can just put whatever ink in that I want, and it still looks nice. So I guess that's how things have changed for me. Question 4 is, are there inks and pens that you have yet to try but would like to? I haven't tried a lot of things. There's so many things out there. I literally find out about a new pen or ink every single day. For question 4, I'm using Sailor Yurameku Seki. What I found, quick sidebar, what I found is that the Sailor inks are almost too light to be practical. And they also feel dry to me, but it could be my pen. Anyway, so this is why I'm excited to go to the Baltimore Pen Show, because I feel like I'll get to try a lot of things that I wouldn't normally get to try without just straight up buying. I really want to try a flex nib. I really want to try flex nib. I want to try, I want to feel an Esterbrook SD. They're really lovely pens, but they're very expensive, and I've heard mixed things about whether or not you can post them. And posting is important to me, so I definitely want to check that out. Especially since I'm interested in the new one they're having in the winter. I want to try out, I really want, even though I feel like I'm always talking shit about the Sailor inks, but I do want to try them all. I want to try the Kaweco inks. I want to try all of the Pilot Iroshizuku inks. I love that Goulet has a set that you can just pick up for $60, which is cool. Yeah, so there's a lot of things that I've yet to try that I will be trying. Maybe this year. Maybe if I can get through a lot of these samples. Oh, that looks cool. Nice. Okay. My computer went to sleep. Okay. Question 5 is, what is your Holy Grail pen? And for this question, I'm using Sailor Studio 173. So, I don't know if I have a Grail pen. There are a lot of pens that are sort of outside my budget right now, that I don't feel like I can justify purchasing. But there's a lot of things I'm interested in that I don't know if I would consider the Grail. So I mentioned the new Esterbrook SD. It's really pretty. It's a white pen. I'm interested in the Novelor Gallon Leather. Novelor Gallon Leather collab pen. I think that's the rose gold is really pretty. I love rose gold altogether in anything. Let's see what else. Interested in more Kaweco students. In fact, I just got offered. Someone asked if I wanted to buy theirs. So we'll see. I might be unboxing another one. Oof, this is weird. What else? Especially, I am interested in the brown one a lot. I think that's really pretty. Oh, and the Platinum 3776 Rose Gold. I think that's a really cool pen. So, it's the themes there are rose gold, but no pen that I'm like, oh, I'm dying to have this pen. I'm very happy actually with my current collection. I really like all of the pens that I have. I like that I have a lot of nib options. Okay, question 6. How many pens do you currently own? I think I touched on this at another. Oh man. Okay, so for this, I'm using Sailor Manyo Neko Yanagi, but on my palette, it's sort of combined with another color, so we'll see what it turns out to look like. So I currently own 11 pens. I have 2 Jinhao 82s. I have 3 Twisbys. They're all rose gold, but different nib sizes. The Jinhao 82s are, one is a Fude, one is a medium. The Twisbys are a fine. Oh, you can see them actually. Fine, stub, and extra fine. Then I have 3 Kaweco students. And ton of nibs for those. Which I'm not gonna list out all of my. Oh, maybe I will. I have so many Kaweco nibs. I have 1 Pilot Metropolitan and 1 Pilot Kakuno and 1 Pilot Pereira. And then I do have a Kakimori dip pen with a Tachikawa nib holder. And then I have many, I have a bunch of Nico G nibs when I was initially starting to think about other ways to use my fountain pen inks. Yeah, and everything is a pretty neutral color except for my 1 Kaweco student. Question 7. Do you have a limit on pens or inks in your collection? Is it a number? Is it a feeling? When do you know that you've reached your maximum? For this question, I'm using Diamine. I say it different every time. Diamine Hope Pink. I wouldn't say I have a number, but if you listen to me talk about pens, I talk a lot about being careful, about being mindful of what I'm choosing. I'm a pretty impulsive person. I enjoy shopping a lot, and I realized that I needed to sort of rein in my fixation on pens pretty quickly. So yeah, I think my philosophy is that as someone who's journaled their whole life, pens are a pretty important part of that process. And I don't want them to just sit around not doing anything. So I don't want to have too many. And the same goes for inks, because it's not very fun just for me to have stuff just sitting around. So I do have some rules that I follow. So like, for instance, when I bought this document ink, or document black, I almost just straight up bought a whole bottle. But my rule is no buying a bottle of ink without trying a sample first. So I did that here, and I'm glad I did, because there are other water resistant, waterproof inks out there, and this feels dry to me, so I want to try what else is out there. So yeah, so there's no hard and fast number for me, but it's definitely a feeling, definitely a sense that I have about not having too many of a thing, especially if I'm not using them. And now, question 8 is, consequently, what would you do if another pen or ink came along? So I'm pretty happy with my current collection, but if another, I'm not happy with my ink collection. I want more, and I want to use up what I have. But if I was like perfectly happy with what I had, I would really have to think about it. I would let things sit in my cart. I would ponder it. I would make sure I have money saved up for these things. Like I would, because I don't want to fall into a situation like with the Yamaguri ink where I regret my purchase. So yeah, I would try to take it slowly. Ultimately, I would probably end up just buying it. But I would make sure I'm following my rules. A pen would need to be a neutral color, so I don't worry about matching the ink. Buy the ink sample before buying a bottle, even for limited edition things. So that's sort of the way I would approach that. Alright. So you'll notice I didn't follow my questions exactly, or my answers exactly, but I wanted to get through them. I think this turned out really cool. It's going to be fun to look back on this next year. It'll be fun to recreate. I really love this. I'm going to write in the corner here, hashtag 8pen questions. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoy, although the rest of the video is coming up. I think after me is Scribbles and Ink Stains, so hop over there and watch their video. I can't wait to watch everyone else's videos as well. Again, big shout out to Simone and Leanne Likes for setting this up. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good day.